morning. I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network, and it's time to take a look at the midday livestock trade with livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. And Kyle, we've got some pressure here, especially on the feeder cattle market here this morning. Tell me a little bit about what you see influencing trade this week.
That's right, Lacey. We are seeing a little bit of a setback here on the feeders right now. We're down to $2.50 to $3 across the board. We are off our lows, but definitely some pressure here. We're seeing some bear spreading. They're selling the January, buying the March, selling the March, buying the April, and selling the April, buying the May right now. So a little bit of commercial sell pressure going on there. That index is going to be down here a little bit today. When the Merc updates, it looks like it's going to be down a few cents here, maybe 63, 64 cents here when they update it later on, but we'll see if that comes out or if they have any corrections to it. On the live cattle side of things here, we are seeing a little bit of a two-sided trading here with that December at 65 cents. And we're looking out in those deferreds like June and August down $1.20 to $1.25 across the board out there. So there's kind of a lack of volume out there, but a lot of spread activity taking place out there in those cattle complexes here. There's a very well-known seasonal in those live cattle spread that starts here today. A lot of folks have been calling, inquiring about that. But that December live cattle contract, we had option expiration here on Friday, and first notice day is today. So with the way that the board has rallied, I would be certain to be checking your dates on those if you're still involved in those December live cattle. We're up 65 cents on the D's. We're down 15 cents on the February right now. So we're seeing some commercial buying there. We buying the D, selling the Feb, buying the Feb, selling the April, buying the April, selling the June, and buying the June, selling the August. So a little bit of commercial support after last week's cash trade. Last week's cash trade was a little bit higher, but still a little bit disappointing here, given what the packer margins were. So that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on here moving forward. I do look for cash to be steady at best here this week right now until we kind of get this box beef market figured out.
Thank you, Kyle. That is livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. And if you'd like to talk to him, call him at 308-708-7340. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.
Oh, yeah! Here we go.
Did you just plant Pioneer Brand Z-Series soybeans again?
You bet your next level genetics I did. After last year's huge yields, why wouldn't I want to maximize that Z-Series momentum?
Right. How could I forget about that performance? It totally beat our expectations. Let's unleash some Z-Series on those acres. Come on!
Now you're talking. With that kind of ROI, why would we plant anything else?
Plant Z-Series soybeans in the 100th season of Pioneer. Visit pioneer.com/greatest yields.
Early mornings demand good coffee. That's why the Rural Radio Network created Good Life, Great Coffee. Our first blend is a breakfast blend built for long days, cold mornings, and folks who work with their hands. It's simple, it's strong, and it's made for rural Nebraska. Want to try it? Stop by our booth at the Nebraska Ag Expo, booth 1052. Pick up a bag and save on shipping. Good Life, Great Coffee.
Welcome back to the Rural Radio Network for a check of your markets. Grain trade is mostly lower as we see some positioning ahead of tomorrow's updated WASDE report. Corn futures are narrowly mixed with some negative spillover from the soybeans starting to creep in. Corn ending stocks are expected to remain at about 2.2 billion bushels tomorrow, but exports could be a little higher. Weekly export inspections last week were strong at 1.5 million metric tons, keeping year-to-date pace at 169%. Soybeans, however, are down sharply today, working towards fresh lows. Last week's inspections rose only slightly, but we remain at 55% of last year's pace. And wheat is also under pressure today with increases in global production estimates and some influence from the soybeans. On the report tomorrow, trade is looking for a carryout at 889 versus 901 million bushels. And weekly export inspections were flat, keeping year-to-date pace at 120%. March corn is down 1.25 at 443.5. May down 1.25 at 451. January soybeans are down 10.25 at 10.95. March down 9.25 at 11.06 3/4. March Chicago wheat is down 3/4 at 535. May down 0.5 at 542.5. March Kansas City wheat is down 4 3/4 at 526.5. May down 4 1/4 at 538.5. January soybean meal down 50 cents at 306.90. January bean oil down 51 at 51.18. February live cattle are up 12 cents at 227.20. April down 70 at 226.97. January feeders are down 297 at 336.07. March down 220 at 331.10. February lean hogs are down 25 cents at 82.02. April down 27